The switcher works. Look at that. Oh, I'm really loud. Sorry. 1, 2. 1, 2. Still a bit loud. There it is. Hi. This side of my face is dark, and I can't do anything about that. I mean, why not even just not reference it? Hi, Sprout 911. Loud noises indeed. Right. Today we are making beats for musical purposes. I know that's vague. No, we're making a few different sets of beats. I'm just going to make as much percussive stuff as I beat Mango Flush. As many different sets of loops, drums, percussion, whatever, as I can get away with for experimental music I'm putting up on YouTube, for this EP project where I make samples and then don't touch it for a year, and just generally music purposes. Sprout 911 remix of Car Alarm into Gabba. No, Car Alarms are already Gabba. Ooh. None of those are really what I wanted, but I suppose it'll do for the moment. So I am going to tempo track. So I'm going to do them in a variety of beats per minute as well. Let's start with, I don't know, something kind of slower. Like, what's that? 89? Yeah, 89's a good start. So let's do something really basic. That's the least weird sounding one. So just to start with, let's do that instead. And then let's double up that one. And then let's emphasize those and these. Let's just not have one there. And double up them. And then let's layer the snares. And then let's offset the snares. And also there's an aeroplane, because of course there is. Oh, that was weird. There it is. So that is... Let's call that our basic section. Let's do a alternate phrase that's maybe got less going on. So kind of like an A and a B, or like an intro, or whatever you want to call it. How about that? That's quite nice. Why is that flashing at me? I'm just getting lots of messages. That's good. I always seem to get messages when I'm going live, which is really helpful. So let's see how that goes into the other one. Probably fine. That's cool. Let's maybe do that twice the duration without the fill. Yeah. Cool. So we've got our A section. Let's do it again twice the length and have some kind of fill. Maybe a hi-hat fill, because it's 2019. We can have whatever we want these days. That sounds stupid. maybe. Yeah, that works. Let's just hear it on repeat for a moment. That's fine. Stick that to the side. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Cool, so now let's do another alternate version, perhaps with some kind of different cymbal. Don't know what that is. That's quite a nice snare sound. It's not what we're after. Focus. Maybe that? That's probably fine. I like that. Let's go with another snare. Ooh, I like how it cuts off halfway. I preferred it shorter. Cool. And then let's bring these back so they're kind of just out of time. That's annoying me a little bit. It's a bit constant. Ooh, that's weird. Try that. Cool. And let's just have that half the duration. Or maybe, now we'll put a fill in. That works. Cool. So, well, that's one set of percussion, isn't it? Cool. Sorry if you can hear trees rustling in the background. It's really hot, so I've got a window open. And that's how science works. Cool. Right. Well, there's one set of drums done already. That was pretty painless. What I'm going to do now is try to do something really dumb with effects. Actually, no, let's do one more sequence for that. Which is just another super minimal thing. With, like, basically no kick, I guess. Actually, that might do. Oh, oops. Let's have that there. Yeah, that'll do. That was super painless. So, set number 2, and I'm going to colour those blue so I know it's all one thing. And colour use something that stands out more than purple. Yellow. There we go. So, what I want to do now is get a little more creative with effects and stuff. In fact, if I have driver installed, that would be perfect. I'm not sure if I do. Da, 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 da. I don't even know where it would be. That's good, isn't it? Oh, I hate how everything gets rearranged every single time. To update anything. There it is. Driver. Right, driver's crazy. I mean, that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do first is change the pattern a little bit. So it's not exactly the same as the last one. And then I think we're going to not exactly get a melody out of that. And I'm not going to worry about it being perfectly in tune. It's just going to be weird and messy. Let's maybe just double up those. Triplets, I think. Eighth triplets. Maybe not even triplets. Stupid noises everywhere. Yeah, not triplets. Unless we go for triplets here. That works. So now it's just not identical to the previous one. So now with driver, I wonder if there is a way to automate the color, because that clearly changes the pitch. The frequency does as well, but like too much. So maybe we'll do both. Color for 1. Fantastic. So let's start at 0. That's going to get annoying. So maybe slow ramp up there. Maybe a slow ramp here. Let's try that. To be there. Let's try that. Yeah. That's stupid. I love it. That was better as it was. That's amazing. Let's do another one of them, and let's add... where's it gone? More. Driver. Frequency, I think. Certainly for this second repeat. So let's find... see how that changes it. Oh no, hang, we want return to normal there, so it actually loops. Let's go up here. it goes all the way down. That's kind of fun. Bit much, maybe. That'll do. That's stupid and crazy. Let's show all used automation. And then, because we've got 2 repeats of the same automation, I'm just going to change them ever so slightly. The idea being that it's just a little more random? Not random, just there's more variety, basically. Move that over there, move that over there, move you over there, you over there. Cool, so then the whole 4-bar loop is this. Which is crazy, but exactly what I'm after. What I want to do is, you don't have a lot of the actual beat in there, so I would rather that we EQ'd. I mean, the beat's there, it's just not percussive enough, so it's nice to have this stupid effects on the percussion, but like, which one's which? Instrument 1, instrument 2. So this second version is basically going to have no high. Where's that? To, let's say 9. Oh, let's say 500. And then you're going to do the opposite at about 500. So combined, hopefully. I've done that the wrong way around. Yay. You down to 500 and you down to 500. Try that again. But then maybe we don't destroy that quite so much. So let's bring it up to maybe minus 12. And then I kind of want to keep that separate. So we'll just get rid of, well, we'll increase it a little bit. I think we can kill more of that low end, actually. That's quite nice. Sounds like pop will eat itself circa the early 90s. I don't know what that is, so I'll have to take your word for it. So that's just a bit quiet. So what we're going to do is -2 + 2. More whingy instrumental industrial vocals. Yeah, no. But I see what you mean. But yeah, just not from me. So let's add... let's add... I tend to use maximizers rather than limiters, and I don't know why. They just seem to have simpler interfaces. So we want you to be, I guess, -4, and you kind of -2, I guess. Less mix there. So I think that's sort of enough that you can tell that the destroyed? No, that's not how you spell. Driven. Wow, I'm doing really well. Dyslexia activate. driven drums. What was I saying? You can sort of tell that this comes from that, but they're obviously different because of the effects. Drums, yeah, that'll do. Let's try adding, for fun, maybe reverb. Let's try a phaser. That's definitely more annoying. Let's try flanger. Maybe just a little bit. That's kind of cool. Delay. That's pretty stupid. That is definitely stupid. Because I want it to be a loop. Obviously, sticking delay on anything as a loop isn't gonna work especially as well. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna mix it out here, just so then we actually have some control over it. So it's basically just safe to loop at that point. Let's go down there as well. Cool. So let's do an alternate version. Oh, it occurs to me that actually these aren't obvious that they're... I'm just going to separate them like that. So they're clearly different. That made no sense to you guys, I realised. But that's fine. So what can we do that's different here? We just want a different beat, really, don't we? Let's get rid of all of you. Now let's just step these aside. Oh, because it's on triplets. Oopsie. Let's go. 16. Yeah. Oh, let's have this section as just... let's try that. So then if we put... Oops, keep hitting all the wrong buttons. So obviously we want to change the delay's fine. Let's put that. Oops. keep snapping accidentally because I don't know where half my shortcuts are. So let's bring this 2-bar phrase so delay can come off there, and then let's plunge it all the way down here for fun. It's kind of fun. So rather than doing that, let's just have an alternating... where does it start? At the very bottom? Oh yeah, at the very bottom, that's fine. Let's just go up, sit down, see, up, sit down, see. And then we'll copy that across. And then we'll alternate these guys a bit for fun. And then we'll change some of these, do some of that, do some of that, just to give it a bit of variation. Right, how does this sound? Again, that's pretty dumb, but I kind of like it. Then let's just do I guess an outro. Something like that. Boom, boom. Yeah. Let's cut that. Oops. And that. So then we want, because it's the end, so it doesn't matter if it's proper weird. Let's do that, I think. And then we can stick the delay back on also. Yeah, so then we end with this. It's pretty weird. Right, so let's export these guys before I change my mind. So we'll start with, let's call it pattern 1. 120? No. 89. Oh, because it's over there, that's why. Let's try that. I'm also going to, on the mix console, I'm going to add in on the stereo track a maximizer again, just so we know it comes out at the actual right volume. Let's go minus 1.5, yeah. Cool. So we go export audio mix down. Where's my stream folder? There it is. Exports. Yep. And let's call it beat 1 version 1 or kit 1 version 1. Phrase 1? Escort phrase 1. Beat 1 phrase 1. Let's go beat 1.1. There you go. That all looks fine. Export, please. And then we go and do that here. Oops. And then same again. Oops. Go away. Beat 1.2. And then 1.3. Three, and then 1.4. Cool. 1.4. That's kind of my warm-up beat, but still. So then this is beat 2.1. Cool. Beat 2.1. Smashing. And then that's 2.2. It is kind of industrial and weird, isn't it? 2.2. And then I guess we can just call this 2.2 end. Oh, where does that end? Yeah, about there. 2.2, beat 2, end. That'll do. Maybe we do a maybe we do a beat 1 end as well. That might make sense. Let's use from that phrase. What we got? That'll do. Bump, bump, cat, bump. So that was... actually, let's put in a... That'll do. Beat 1, end. Nice. Right, so let's try and do another one. Maybe this time we'll do a combination of acoustic kit and not. So I like using the... Oh, actually. Oh, everything's broken. There it is. Right, let's first off add in an actual acoustic kit. Once it loads, acoustic kits with a funk mix. Oops. Duplicate. And then we're going to use also one of my favorite things, kinetic metal. Let's try that one. Are you going to load? I really like those because you can get a lot of I don't know, that they're just so interesting texture wise, so I feel like you can kind of put a tremolo or something on it and get some really interesting patterns. So I'm just going to try and do that. I need to actually put a note in there. Let's go. Yeah, let's go super low. So maybe actually let's try and work this as if this was going to take the place of a kick drum in F. So let's, and it is going to be a bit weird, but that's kind of the point. Maybe it needs to go for longer than that then. Let's try up to there and see if it actually lasts that whole time. Not last the time. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering if when you take the I'm wondering if the release is going to last this whole gap. It's actually a bit long. Let's try there. So we want probably 2 EQ layers. That's better. So want to cut out some of the subs. There's a nice bit of rumble there. Or maybe peak that. Get rid of some of the high. And then we go tremolo. I'm going to save because there's going to be a lot of plugins. Where are you? Tremolo. Do I want tremolo or do I want... that's a bit too... Nah. Chopper. That's quite cool. Because it's got that quite sharp attack. But something's going stereo. So that's some cool stuff that we'll get back to. Let's just go quarter notes for the moment. So maybe if we put in a envelope shaper. To sort of emphasize that. And then let's... It's still going stereo, which is annoying. We don't really want that. That's quite cool. Let's get another EQ on there. That's pretty bassy, actually. So let's... How does that go for the whole 2 bars? Right, so what we need to do is a kind of fade in and fade out. So let's say this one's the fade out phrase. Oh, actually, no, hang on. What am I doing? So let's go... What am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to let the effects come in. So we'll have the lower one come in over like these 8 bars. So let's... I'm going to put it up here so I can actually see it. Let's gradually introduce all of these elements. So maybe the EQ first. I don't really care about that one. I want number 2. Insert studio effect Q. Gain, yep, so you're gonna gradually come in from being there, which is essentially off. Fantastic, that's that one. And then let's go 4, basically. I'm not even need 3 on. Let's go EQ 4. Gain, and again that's going to be kind of backwards, isn't it? So you're going to start about there. Oh no, hang on, my bad. You're going to start at that, basically. So as this comes in, you can see these two move. And it gradually transforms into that sound, which is what we want. But we also want the chopper to come in gradually. So depth, you're basically going to start there and sort of sweep in like that, I guess. Hang on, still doing it. Oh, I guess you want mix as well. Chopper mix. We'll do that this way. And also you want the envelope shaper. That's going to be tricky. Or is it? Let's find out. That's cool. Maybe we have that at the very end there. We've got this other EQ, which is doing a lot of the work. So let's go EQ the other one, and then it's the 4th band that's really doing most of the nerfing. Let's have it there. Let's see what that does. That's quite cool. Maybe we do a volume in as well. Something like that. I think it's the envelope. So let's just do an envelope bypass. Bypass off on. That's quite cool. So let's maybe export that whole sequence. I know we want an off as well, don't we? So let's maybe those 4 in the middle are going to be the that's just going to be the standard beat that we're going to loop. What am I trying to do? Show all automation. There it is. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, basically there, we're gonna kind of undo everything, but it's not going to be like crazy obvious, because it'll fade out, but it'll sort of start to do that. Chopper mix as well. That EQ can come up. Volume, I guess, can sort of come out a bit. And oh yeah, we're not worrying about that, and that's the bypass. yeah, so it sort of returns to normal as it fades out. So let's export that whole sequence. We want to re-import it, and let's put it in project folder. Ambient beat. I don't know what to call that. Pre-edit, pre-edit if you want. Excuse me for the mouth noises. Cool. Yeah, you can see those are really nicely defined. They're a little bit behind the beat, so actually I'm going to fudge it and do that, so they're slightly more on the beat. I do like fudging it. Let's put that there. So now what that allows us to do is just work from this directly. So those 4. That's quite nice. How it sort of fades out and it comes out there. Cool. And then likewise with this one. Let's do that. So yeah, it kind of comes out of nothing, which is quite nice. Oh, we could always put a stereo effect on it as well. That might be fun. So let's go stereo enhancer. We want delay. We don't want color. So we want it to start loads. And then gradually become mono. So yeah, we want width. We want you to... Oh no, we want it the other way around. We want that, and we want that. We want that way, and that way. And we also want inserts delay. Oh, that might jank it out a bit, but it might be fun. Jank it out. Let's have a listen and see what it does. Maybe we have another layer of like the original one without all the effects. Kill that, kill that, kill that, kill that. Maybe like higher up. See how that sounds. That's a lot cooler. And then I think we just want to... Sorry, I keep turning my mic down so you can hear it properly. We just want to make sure the volume comes out. Let's have it down there. And then fade. I've lost it again. Volume. There you are. Down there. Something like that. Maybe keep that a little longer. Move it less. Maybe can we put like an auto pan on it? Apparently we can. That's kind of cool. So we're going to export. I don't even know what to call it. Ambient beat, I guess. So ambient beat intro, ambient beat, and then ambient beat outro. So I want that folder. Ambient beat. I haven't put tempos on any of these. 126 BPM. Ambient beat. Intro. We don't want to import those. Cool. Intro. Outro. And then the actual beat itself. That's quite cool. Ambient beat. So let's actually give those the BPMs as well. So that first one was 89 BPM. And BPM. Copy. Ooh. And the second one was 83 BPM. And 3 BPM. Copy. Paste. 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 Fantastic. Right. I have enough time. 56. Thank you to Jarrell Live for subscribing 2 days ago, apparently. I wasn't even streaming 2 days ago. That's how good I am. I don't know. Right, that was it. I haven't done anything with this acoustic kit, so let's maybe try that. Let's increase tempo again to whatever that is. 140... 145... 150? 145. That'll do. I don't know. Let's try 144. I try to avoid using round numbers when doing tempos because people have already written music at that tempo. I knew a guy who wrote all of his music at 120, and subsequently his music was boring. No, it was fine. It was just a bit like, why stick to one tempo when you could, like, not? Right, let's do a simple kind of, don't know about funk, but maybe. It's a horrible sounding snare. Let's try actually going. Without getting into like drum and bass territory. How does that sound? Maybe that. this as well for fun. So that's all right. It's a bit, I don't love the mix on it. It's a bit too chunky, especially because I want to put another layer of stuff underneath it. So let's try the other snare. That's better. It cuts through a lot better. So let's duplicate, because we're going to add a layer of battery for the kick and the snare. Choo choo indeed. Oh, no, I don't want a beatbox kit. Stupid. Hurry up. Hurry up. Let's go for In the House, I guess. That'll do. So we're going to ignore the cymbals. Ignore that. Let's find a kick, maybe. That's quite nice. And then let's kill that, and then separate. Yeah, them backwards, so it's more fun. You forwards by too much, and you forwards by too much. That is too much, my bad. The bell hi-hat sounds so much like an old train crossing I remember as a kid. Yeah, that's because they used bells. That's why it's called a ride bell, because it's a bell. I need to stop saying bell. So for this acoustic kit, we're kind of doing a technique here called ghosting, which is where you have a kind of acoustic kit doing what an acoustic kit does, something a bit more active, a bit more funky, and then you have like a really simple drum beat on top, and then the acoustic kit, you put a bunch of reverb on it. We're not quite doing that, although maybe let's. So we want to get rid of a lot of the bass because we've got that coming through here. The kick drum, which is about this area, and the snare drum, which will be about here. So this should work fine as a combination. For reference, if I just get rid of that EQ, like it's too messy in that whole area. Let's reduce that volume ever so slightly so we're not deafening ourselves. And it's fun because we've got more, the snares are not where they're supposed to be for this one and that one, so it feels a bit lopsided and fun anyway. Let's stick that reverb we were talking about on. Reverb. Let's just try a really simple reverb. That's quite nice. I feel like the quick succession kicks are a little annoying. Is there another version I can use? Oh, actually, hang on, if I... These hefty ones... That's quite fun. Okay, let's try and work out an intro to that loop. Perhaps using Just a lot of kick. I don't know. Let's try that plus. Because that's in the other tempo. My bad. Shove that over there. So if this has the snare roll, that would be ideal. That's what I want. And then we want the snare snap here as well. That'll do. So we have all together, hopefully. But then obviously that could be a lot cooler. So let's maybe put a phaser on that snare roll for fun. Where's the fun button? That's so dumb. So let's do the mix so it comes out when that snare hits, basically. Let's go full to basically there. Yeah, let's try that. More feedback. I don't really want to lose any high range higher. That's cool because then it really sounds like that effect. The only thing I'm worried about is the amount of reverb time, half a second. So what's that? 0.5 to... Oh, that is half a second. So if we just make that a little less, it shouldn't bleed into the next section. That's kind of fun. So let's maybe do one that's a little bit more normal, I guess. Yeah, something just heftier but more normal. So we'll combine those kicks. We'll just combine that kick. I've confused myself by not putting it on the beat, haven't I? Let's try that. That's quite nice editing. Boom boom cap. So it's still slightly out, but that's fine. I'm going to get rid of those. Let me put that there. That's cool. So then we just want to duplicate that up here. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to combine these so I don't lose what which buttons I'm using. That sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. And maybe we go hi-hat for this one. So where was the kick? Oh, I see. I deleted that because I'm an idiot. So then you can come down to... There's my kick drum. And then I'm only really using one snare. Cool. So then let's increase those. You can all go away. yeah, that's doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. So together we have what I'm going to do is duplicate this a couple times, so then the slightly weirder one comes in after, kind of like a fill, I guess. Let's maybe put in like a that's kind of cool. Bit. Nah, let's say snare for that one. And again, yeah, we're not even bothering to duplicate any of that fill stuff in the let's call it the robust beat, I guess. Let's just offset these hi-hats so they're not perfectly in time, by like that much, and then these ones will inexplicably be off by the other direction, because humans aren't perfect, and that's fine. Cool. So let's export that as what's the BPM? 144. 144 BPM. Beat. Hang on, we're calling it 2. Oh yeah, because I was being dumb earlier. Shockingly, because I was giving them all, trying to get confused about what to call them, but then obviously if you just call them by their tempo, I've not made 2 sets in the same tempo, so duh. Cool. Oops. Export audio mix down, beat 1, and then this next one's the intro. Cool. File export. Let's call it intro, and then let's do an outro, like a final hit as well. Come on. Aeroplane. Oh, hang on. Oh, that was confusing. Hang on. Let's try that. Right, that's what I was after. And that sounds... Oopsie. That sounds... Why is that happening? That's really weird. Why am I whispering? Fine. And that sound goes on till about there. So I'm going to... should I mix in the flanger again? See what that does. That's kind of cool. Just as like a little bow to tie on the end of it. So let's do that so it actually ends. That's cool. A little bit longer for fun. Let's try that. Nah, it's going to end there, isn't it? So that's fine. Yeah, screw it. Intro, outro. So let's, for fun, let's wrap up today. We're just listening back to what we have. So let's combine. Hang on, let's save, and then we'll combine them, and hopefully I'll remember to not save, so it doesn't ruin everything. Let's start at the beginning as well. Let's do it properly. You can go over there. Did that take all of the automation? Yes. You can go over there. You can go over there. Oops. And that's fine. We'll mute those though. Resisting urge to hit save again. Right, so beat number 1. This was the warm-up one, so it's not supposed to be amazing. It's just supposed to be drums. Simple. Cool. That's number 1. Number 2 is the one where we use the crazy driver. So to refresh, that's basically just using the frequency and color of the distortion plugin to essentially do a melody, kinda. And the next one, number 3, was, oh yeah, the ambient beat. So we're basically just using a ambient sound design thing from like horror and cinema and stuff, but then we're putting a tremolo effect on it, and then putting a increasing the attack on the tremolo so it sounds like a kick drum, and then we're EQing the crap out of it as well for fun. It would help if I didn't forget the other layer that we had there. Let's try that again. Cool, I like that one a lot. Definitely going to use that. And this last one was the ghost kit, but not really a ghost kit, with a flanger for fun. Flanger? I don't care. Yay! Short and sweet. Right, guys, thanks for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. These streams usually happen Monday evenings, but yesterday I accidentally went to the pub. Sorry. I'm going to be live again at 3:30, so an hour from now, on the Conversation Hat Podcast YouTube for our inaugural YouTube stream. Not something we've done before with that podcast, so it could be really fun. I hope it's really fun. If you want to find us, the Conversation at YouTube is like brand new, so it might be hard to find, but if you find Conversation at Podcast on Facebook or Twitter, which is really easy to find, you'll find the links there in about an hour when we post them all. Thanks for hanging out. Give us a follow. Nailed it. If you haven't already. And thank you to Jara Live and Tado, who are my last recent followers. See you guys next week. Toodaloo. I pressed the wrong button. Everybody saw.